There was this one morning where, I walked into the bathroom, and I was standing in my underwear, brushing my teeth in front of the mirror, and I looked up at the mirror and my first thought was, I noticed that my jowls were starting to look like saddlebags on a pack horse at the Grand Canyon, and I had like these crazy lines by my eyes, and my neck was really like kind of sage, and one boob was hanging lower than the other, and my gray hair was coming in, and as soon as I started kind of critiquing my thoughts are my looks and appearance, then my mind rich started going fuck. I didn't get that email back to that person, and I got that presentation I need to do, and my God, did that speech just cancel again? What the fuck am I gonna do? I look down and the dog needs to be walked, and then I think I got a Zoom call in 9 minutes. Like I gotta get my shit in before I knew it. My whole mood was low. I felt overwhelmed. I had taken myself down mentally. I just wanted somebody to walk in and be like, Mel, you got it's gonna be okay, like you got this, girl. Like it's lift your head up. You can handle this. I don't know what came over me, Rich. This is pathetic. But standing there in my underwear, in front of my bathroom sink, I raise my hand and high-five my reflection. And I cracked a smile cause it's so fucking corny. I even thought of that guy, Stuart Smiley from the SNL skip. To remember that I'm nice. I'm kind, people like me. Went on with my day. That was it. Snapped a photo though. No, not that one. Oh, not that one. Not the first time, and then I kept doing it. I did it probably for a week or two. And here's the weird thing about it. I started when I woke up. After doing this high-five your own reflection in the mirror thing, I actually started to feel like I was looking forward to it. And here's why, I've spent a lifetime just like you, standing in front of the mirror. And what I realize now is that when I'm standing in front of a mirror, I'm either critiquing or picking myself apart, or I'm ignoring myself. And when you start to high-five your own reflection, it starts to build a partnership within you, with yourself. When you walk into the bathroom and you see your reflection, and you've been greeting it, it's like seeing another person. It's the strangest thing. You start to realize how often you fucking ignore or destroy yourself when you see yourself or beat yourself up. And here's what's also crazy. You have a lifetime positive association with high-fiving other people. Sure, as a runner, as a racer, you've gotten so many high-fives, Rich. What does a high-five say to you? When somebody gives you one, you feel seen, you feel appreciated, you feel energized by it, and it's an exchange of energy. It's not the same, and you talk about this in the book. It's not the same as like self-talk, because there's a participation involved in it. There's like a communion, yes. Back to it, yeah. If you think about it, you're so good at celebrating, seeing and cheering for other people in your life. You plan birthday parties. You reach out to people when you're worried about them. You help out colleagues. You cheer for your favorite sports teams. You high-five people like riches. The running races past you. You buy people's merchandise. You do all kinds of stuff for other people. But nobody's taught you how to do it for yourself. In fact, the reason why it feels weird to high-five your own reflection is because you've been taught to do the opposite. Why is the default to just beat ourselves down like that? I mean, it is crazy. We would never treat anyone else in our lives, especially the people we care about, the way that we treat ourselves, in terms of the self-talk or the narrative, or the critique or the kind of harshness with which we, judge our appearances, our behavior, the way we, think back on things that we said the other day, and just are horrified by our own selves. And I don't know if it's everybody. Most people except for Buddhist. I mean, I think that they're like if you're a big practicing Buddhist, that's a monk, right? Just why can't the default be the good things though? Well, I know. Why is it wired up? Why? There's cognitive bias. There's a bias towards negativity. And it's a protection mechanism. That's a default from evolution. That if you remember the bad, you're more likely to spot it when it happens in the future. So you can avoid it, and here's where I think it begins. I believe my theory is that it begins two places. Either you, or that could be both actually. You either learned the pattern of beating yourself up because you had parents or caregivers that were hard on themselves or hard on you, and so as a child, you absorb that pattern and you now repeat it. And you don't even realize it. So those moms are like, oh my God, I sound just like my dad or my mom. That is an example of a pattern that you've absorbed. So particularly for women, we've watched our mothers be critical about their appearance. We've watched our mothers ignoring, criticize themselves in the mirror. And so we learn that from our caregivers. So that's one place. The second place that we learn it is when the drive in your life becomes fitting into groups in elementary, middle, high school, college, your neighborhood that feels safe when you fit in. When you feel like you don't belong, you immediately go into a protection mechanism. And I believe a lot of the negative self-talk is a sorting hat type of mentality that we do to ourselves, going, I can't be with those people. I can't be with those people. Safe to be with those people. And you start to see yourself and the world around you as places where you belong and places where you don't. And part of the criticism, as fucked up as it sounds, that we engage in all the time is don't be too big. Don't be too loud, don't show yourself too much. Don't have blue hair, don't do this. Other people won't like you. Starts as a way to protect yourself from being rejected. But the truth is, you develop a habit of rejecting yourself, right? Meanwhile, you're further divorcing yourself from who you truly are, because you're not giving yourself permission to be yourself. That gets sublimated in favor of fitting in and, accommodating other people and acclimating your behavior around what will be approved of. Yes. So for me, I have clearly a lifetime of beating myself up and tearing myself down and regretting decisions that I made, and in the middle of stumbling through life, instead of being like, it's gonna be okay, being like, you really fucked up now, Mal. How does that help, right? How does criticizing and being hard on yourself help?